make it in your passion or career. So most artists or aspiring person has a high level of enthusiasm going into their passion. I know I have, but one thing that I realized that is the only way to truly make it is if you actually love the process of creating. There will never come a point of actually making it. If you aspire to become, I'll use for me as an example, a film director, to just achieve the accolades, achieve awards, achieve recognition, status. This can go into any career or passion. If you just strive for that, you will find yourself with a unfulfilling career, because loving the work and showing up every day and enjoying the work will take you much further and give you more fulfillment. And it's a process. You're not going to love the work starting out in anything, It's going to be trial and error. It's going to be a lot of irritation. It's going to be a lot of learning and failing. But going through that initial phase and learning to love the work will set you up for future success. Only the true people that actually live and breathe their work are fulfilled. Winning awards or getting recognized, that's just a byproduct of them actually working hard and loving their passion. And the other reason why you wouldn't make it is you cannot make it by not doing sacrifices. You see, once you realize what you want to do, you have to sacrifice a lot of things. You are choosing one thing that you are going to do probably for the rest of your life, and you're going to sacrifice other areas of your life that you are not going to do. And that's the part that I am currently realizing and also dealing with. It takes time to realize this. You actually have to pick something and go in blindly. By chasing success, you feel a sense of obligation once you quote unquote make it. Let's say you achieve your goal of becoming a director and you are having all of these amazing films coming out every 3 years or so. You may get backlash, not everyone will like what you create. And you want to have, you might have a sense of one-upping your last film or creating for the sake of pleasing the audience, you see. And I believe a healthy balance of creating and pleasing your audience is good. But if your foundation in the beginning was to chase success, recognition, and status, then you will have an artificial relationship with your passion or career. And so you see, if you put yourself first and actually like the process of creating what you like to create, then you will avoid trying to create for the purpose of always pleasing everyone. And if you're coming from the foundation of creating because you like to create what you like to create, you will create when you want to. You will create with a sense of peace of mind. I'm creating this amazing film that I like making, and if the world likes it, if the world likes it, that's up to them to decide. I have no longer any control of if people like it. And that's the beauty of this mindset of loving your process of working, because it takes out so much, it prevents a lot of headaches, you see. So create something that you like to create and let the world decide if they like it or not. It's not up to you to try to really make a film that people would definitely like, or you know what I'm saying? Just make a film that feels right for you. I'm not saying to exclude the audience or exclude anyone from the picture in creating something. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you should not worry if someone likes your piece of art or not, because the minute you start doing that, you give power to people's opinion And if people don't like your work, it may not make you motivated to continue creating. And that's also another symptom for burnout. So it's not just about following the process of trying to become great. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey, as you probably know about that. And just really think about it. Do you create? Do you feel alive? Do you feel joy in what you're trying to create? You have to. There will be times that it's hard to create, but if you love what you do, you will look past the obstacles. Another thing that I would like to put more emphasis on is to not chase the image, chase the process. You see, we will want to think about, again, I spoke about this before, about the image, but what you will get by doing this certain career or passion, or you maybe were influenced by someone. And you, again, have to ask yourself, is this actually what I want to do? Do you actually enjoy the process of creating this thing that you're trying to achieve? It becomes an illusion. Actually enjoying your career or passion, you have to live and breathe that career. The process in and of itself has to be enjoyable. We live in a world where distraction is very easy and it's hard to do the work, even for most successful people. It's a difficult environment to be creative because our attention it's hard to maintain our attention nowadays. And I grew up in this generation of internet, so I know how it feels of scrolling hours endlessly, being distracted and not achieving your goal. And you're just always idolizing you always idolize the people that are in the goal that you're trying to do. Oh, that looks so cool, I wish I can be in their seat. But you really don't want to seat in their seat. Every passion or career is different from one another. A different artist has a different working style compared to a different artist. So you really have to find how you create something. And the only way to do that is by actually doing that and experimenting. Another way I think you can make work enjoyable is eliminating distractions in your life and doing sacrifices, because you cannot become capable of such career without sacrificing anything. In life that's full of sacrifices, and you have to eliminate something in order to achieve something. And let's say that throughout your day you have a lot of dopamine, a lot of things that excite you to do, like scrolling on Instagram or watching a show or anything else. And then once we actually start sitting down to do the work, it doesn't look as glamorous, it doesn't look as exciting. That's because we think that fun is the other activities that we do in our daily life. If you really want to strive for what you want to accomplish, doing the work is the most fun part of the day. Is filming the most fun part of your day? Is drawing the most fun part of the day? Is photographing the most fun part of your day? That has to be it. That has to be the only thing that actually makes you fulfilled and fill your dopamine. If you have too many things in your activities throughout your daily schedules, then you should really rethink and eliminate certain things, or put a time limit. For me, I try to write first thing in the morning because that's my priority. If your passion really is your priority, you'll do it the first thing in the morning, or in the first thing whenever you wake up. That's the first thing you do, in my opinion, if that's what you're actually trying to strive for. Take a look at any successful entrepreneur, artist, filmmaker. Look at their schedules. Please look at their schedules. The first thing they do when they wake up is their passion. if that's what you're going to do for the next, I don't know, 5 years, you are going to love your work. And it's going to set you apart, and you won't feel like an imposter. So you have to put your passion as a priority and eliminate distractions. One more example is if you were in a scenario where I told you you have to look at a wall or do your work, what is going to look more fun? Doing the work. But currently, nowadays, we have the phone and the work. So the phone or Instagram or YouTube, whatever it's on our phone, looks more easy to do, looks more fun. So that's why we always pick up our phone. That's why we always eat junk food. That's why we always do anything else but work, because we are comparing those two together. And we humans are naturally lazy. So if we put those two together, of course, 9 times out of 10, we're going to choose the thing that is easier to do. But if you eliminate things in your life, like scrolling on Instagram or anything else, if you eliminate that or put a time frame to do it later in the day, let's say 1 p.m., that's when I go on Instagram, and 2 p.m., that's when I go off and then I exercise. But let's say you eliminate that and do the work first thing in the morning, then you have just set your priorities straight. And the last thing I would like to speak about is your identity is tied down to your vision or your future self. I give you the permission to stop that today. That you will not have that daydream anymore of, when I do this, I will feel happy. That hasn't happened in the future. That happens today. You have to enjoy the work today. You have to enjoy the process today. You should not be relying on your future self for your happiness. This is much more healthier and much more practical. And you will actually progress much faster. Because think about it. If you're always focusing in the future that if I become a director, if I become this person, when I achieve this, I will be happy. What about your current self today? You are not happy today. So you're going to wait for this certain date or accomplishment to be happy? No. Enjoy what you're doing today. Find love in the process of whatever you're trying to create. Love the process. You shouldn't be tied down to a future version of yourself to be happy. Be happy with yourself today. You will improve much faster. You will not feel imposter syndrome. You will feel much healthier. So I hope that makes sense. And one last thing I'd like to say for this video is that I'm speaking to myself, because I've been like this for the past 3 years when I was trying to pursue filmmaking. And so I'm just purely making this video to document my journey of filmmaking. I'm currently working on a film, and I'll be documenting that once the production actually begins. But that's all I have for you today. Have a good one.